Welcome back, it's True Score Gaming, and this is part 2 of our overall truck challenge in SnowRunner. In case you missed it, in our last video, we ran through all of the heavy-duty, off-road class, and a good portion of the heavy class trucks to determine fastest track time and fuel efficiency. All the trucks that remain all have something in common. They are specialized utility trucks, and none of them are built for speed. Some are very limited in their utility, while others are a jack of all trades. How you use them is completely up to you. That being said, we are still going to run them through this challenge just to see how they stack up when it comes to a fastest track time and fuel efficiency, but I do want to let you know that I'm working on a special maximum cargo challenge for next week's episode. Do yourself a favor and click the little red button on the bottom right of the screen to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get things started with the truck that had the slowest track time. Coming in at number 8. Pacific P12. Like the lighter P12, the Pacific P16 was designed for the logging industry. However, as a super heavy off-road truck, the P16 is slow, clunky, and massive. It may not break any speed records, but it has the ability to traverse terrain unfit for most other trucks. Like its lighter cousin, the P16 requires some engine upgrades to make it truly shine. So as you'll see, this truck did fairly decent, but as we got to the bridge, it quickly became apparent that this truck has a weight issue. It sank so deep into the mud, I was not able to make it onto the bridge and had to go around, costing a lot of time. It will be interesting to see when logging gets added later on, how we will get around this issue. Number 7. KOLOB 74941. This is an export-oriented super heavy truck intended for military use in desert conditions, with all the downsides the background implies. Large enough to handle virtually any cargo load without degrading performance, its specialized engine provides enough torque to move anything that isn't nailed down. However, due to the fact that it was designed for a very dry climate, some of its components may not be reliable in humid and cold conditions. Not sure how climate can affect some of its components. Besides being slower than most of the other vehicles, it drove just fine, so further testing will be needed in colder climates. Number 6. Azov 4220 Antarctic. A prototype polar expedition vehicle, the Antarctic is designed to excel in the deep freeze conditions of the far north. Outfitted with armored wheels the size of a small family car, a unique fuel-efficient powertrain, and an impressively sizable fuel tank, this truck can downright ignore almost any obstacle unfortunate enough to stand in its way. Due to its articulated frame design, it is only compatible with certain frame add-ons. This truck is a lot like the Cat 745C, except that it can haul more cargo, and although it finished towards the bottom of this list, I have a strong feeling it will do really well in other upcoming challenges, and we will be seeing a lot more use out of it. Number 5. Azov 73210. An experimental proof-of-concept truck on a 10x10 chassis, the 73210 was intended to be used as a wheeled crane carrier. It features a heavy base chassis to allow for most truck portable crane configurations, as well as a spacious fuel tank for prolonged operation away from civilization. The main drawbacks of this prototype include relatively lackluster suspension and engine armoring, which were intended to be improved before the model reached mass production stage. The low-hanging front end is the biggest drawback in my opinion, as you'll easily get hung up on most incline slopes and you'll have to approach them at an angle. Number 4. The KOLOB 747-60. The 747-60 is an all-around super heavy tractor produced for the Russian market. It's a straightforward yet reliable way to deliver cargo across complex or challenging terrain. With an uncomplicated design, it was not devised with a specific role or environment in mind. Instead, it offers good performance in a variety of applications. Slow, steady, and reliable, the only downside to this truck that I saw initially is the lack of add-ons you can equip. You only have the saddle high option, as with a few of these other contenders, which limits the number of cargo you can do in one trip. I'll explain more in an upcoming challenge where we're dealing with maximum cargo. We have reached the top 3. Coming in at the number 3 spot, it's the Dan 96-320. Envisioned as a multi-purpose artillery tractor, the Dan 96-320 is as close to owning a ballistic missile complex as a logistics company can get. Featuring an agile, lightweight frame, this truck has little in terms of obvious downsides and is easily capable of scaling harsh terrain or pulling heavy loads when the need arises. Pro tip: to avoid a potential international incident, don't paint it military green before sending a shipment of pipes to a neighboring country. I got nothing but love for the Dan 96-320 as early on, far as I can remember, I used it quite a bit to get around Alaska and Russia, and it never failed me. Number 2. The Pacific P12. A relatively recent addition to a vehicle lineup dating back to World War II, the Pacific P12 is an intimidating, large, super heavy logging truck. Its original factory engine is not necessarily a powerhouse, but with some adjustment, this truck is an all-terrain transport that can put many of its competitors to shame. It definitely outperformed its cousin, the P16, which came in at number 8 of this countdown. I guess this is the answer I was looking for, which truck I'll be using when logging comes out. Number 1. The Caterpillar 745C. Most trucks are designed to perform a variety of roles, sacrificing extreme performance in a specific area in favor of overall versatility. The 745C is not that kind of truck. Only able to accommodate a couple frame add-ons, this lumbering behemoth instead focuses on the ability to scale any terrain it encounters. It may burn through enough fuel to bankrupt a small transport business, but no obstacle will prevent this truck's cargo from reaching its destination. The biggest problem with this truck is the cargo capacity, but with the cargo carrier equipped, you can handle small jobs with relative ease. And that's all the 27 trucks put through the challenge, with the top 3 with fastest track time remaining the twin steer, MK38, and Tega. When looking at the advanced special trucks highlighted in green, you can see that the Cat 745C, the Pacific P12, and the Dan made the top 3 for fastest track time. The top 3 most fuel efficient also did not change from the Zix, the Step 310, and the Azov 64-131. For the specials, it was the Dan, the Pacific P12, and the Azov 73-210, rounding out that category. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. On the next challenge, we will do a stress test with maximum cargo loads. See you all next time.